Hello, and welcome to another episode of Movie Spoiler Alerts. Today we're talking about the 1987 horror film, Hellraiser, so let's get started. The movie opens with Frank Cotton trying to solve a puzzle box, known as the Lament Configuration, then immediately being torn apart by chains, turning the room into a hellish and gruesome place. Black cloaked figures then return the room back to its original state. Frank's brother Larry eventually moves into the house, with his second wife Julia, who had an affair with Frank shortly after their wedding. Larry cuts his hand during the move-in, and blood drips in the same room that Frank was destroyed. This resurrects Frank into a skinless corpse, and is found by Julia. Julia, still obsessed with Frank, helps lure men to the house so Frank can harvest their blood to fully restore him. Frank explains that he used the puzzle box initially to seek carnal pleasures, but was met by extra-dimensional beings known as the Cenobites, who subjected him to the extremes of sadomasochism. Larry's daughter, Christy, sees Julia bringing a man back to the house and witnesses her uncle Frank harvesting the man's blood. Frank attacks her, but Christy escapes with the puzzle box, but collapses shortly after. At the hospital, Christy solves the puzzle box and has an encounter with the Cenobites and a monster called the Engineer. The leader of the Cenobites, Pinhead, explains that they are explorers who can no longer differentiate between pain and pleasure. Christy pleads with them, saying that Frank escaped and she wants to trade Frank for her freedom. Christy returns home, where Frank has now killed his brother Larry and is wearing his skin. Frank reveals what he has done and wants to kill Christy to complete his transformation. The Cenobites hear his confession and ensnare him in chains and tear him to pieces. The Cenobites then turn on Christy, who flees and grabs the puzzle box from Julia's dead hands and banishes the Cenobites by reversing the puzzle box. Christy's boyfriend arrives and the two escape the collapsing house. Christy throws the box into a pyre. A homeless man walks into the fire to retrieve it, is set ablaze, and then transforms into a winged skeleton and flies away. As the film ends, the box ends up in the hands of the merchant who originally sold it to Frank, offering it to another prospective customer. So that was the spoilers for Hellraiser. If you have another film you'd like to see us spoil, please let us know in the comments below. Check out Movie Spoiler Alerts on Instagram, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.